Since MCC 24, MCC Island has been a part of the MCC family, providing the public with minigames to play and communities to form. However, with this, there has been rarely any players who have played on MCC Island for so long and debuted in an MCC event, main roster or not. Although there has been players who would stick around MCC Island, like Linrose for example, after their event, but their primary community is still MCC before joining MCC Rising. This would change when Sandwich Lord, who has played a lot of MCC Island, despite being an event content creator, debuted in MCC Twitch Rebels Europe, who subsequently won the following EU event in Color the World. After which, at least 2 players from the MCC Island community have participated in an actual MCC, but in the likes of Magenta eTrophy. With that in mind, I've sat down with 2 of those players and going through their time in Magenta eTrophy, as well as answering on how MCC Island affect players in the event, in terms of if the Island players play in the event itself.
I am GoatedFenris, also known as Fenris, and I became known on MCC Island for being a Battlebox player. I used to play in closed beta mainly, and I just played with friends and played on the leaderboard, and that's how I got to know many people, and many people got to know me. I was part of many communities, like I was on like most of the Discord. I was just playing the in-game tourneys of just like Mellow Jello, Cello, and others that were hosting in-game tourneys of 3 or 4 games each of Battlebox, Tacto, Sky Battle, and Hole in the Wall mostly.
Hi, I'm inmiste, but I'm usually just referred to as Mist. I'm a German MCCI player. Specifically, I play Hole in the Wall. If you know me, you know that I love Island, and over time I got into the trophy hunting community. So that means I pretty much go for trophies on the server and always possible, whether it be like fishing, cosmetics, or badges, just any type of trophies obtainable, I go for them. And I'm currently a moderator.
So you've been on MCC Island for like a long time. What games, and I said with an S, on MCC Island do you enjoy the most?
I honestly currently don't really play that many mini games on the server. I really only play Hole in the Wall. Like that game in specific is really what I do play on the server. And then obviously, okay, controversial take, but to me, fishing is a mini game. Like it is still a game, even though a lot of people on Twitter may disagree.
Foxify, shout out to Foxify, shout out to Misfortune, shout out to Rocast or Stinky Deckhand. Possibly, I think Battlebox is your game that you enjoy the most. Am I correct?
Yes, I would say if you go by overall standards, Battlebox is definitely the game I enjoyed the most on MCC Island. Although nowadays my subjective opinion has changed a bit because I just don't play Battlebox anymore. Because obviously I used to play a lot, like quite a lot of hours a day. So then I just kind of stopped playing because it became repetitive and never really restarted. So now I tend to also play the other games like Sky Battle and Parkour Warrior Survivor a lot.
Let's talk about Magenta eTrophy for first place. How did you hear about the event?
Okay, so one of my friends that I actually met on MCC Islands came up to me after they posted the announcement, because I did not hear of the announcement at all. So they were like, oh, you should sign up for it since I'm from Switzerland, so I was able to sign up for it since it's like limited. It's only Germany, Austria, and Switzerland that can sign up for it. So I was available for it, so I thought might as well. I did not have any realistic expectations of getting in. I just think, okay, it's my favorite Minecraft event, and then it's also esports organization that I support, so it could be really fun to try and get in just for the funsies, because obviously if not everyone in the whole world can compete, then my chances of getting in are higher, but they're still very slim. So I just thought might as well try.
Ironically, I found out about the tournament in the trophy hunting server. One of my friends, Rai, brought it up, and I saw that I was eligible to sign up. So I was like, why not give it a try? And I signed up with really no expectations. And then when I did get my acceptance message, obviously, I did not know how to feel. I was very overwhelmed, to say the least.
So you got accepted for the event. How did you really get to know them, if at all?
I found out who my teammates were, like, obviously along with everyone else. I had no clue who I would end up being teamed with other than Johnsman, of course. I was really antsy and excited because I wouldn't know if this is like an orange team where I'm like, I have a bunch of OP people, or if this is just a for fun team and I'm expected to carry. And then obviously a week before the event, teams were announced and we got access to team channels, and we ended up having 2 practice sessions, one in private without anyone streaming, just so we could get to know each other a little bit whilst getting like started with like practicing the games and me telling them how to play. And then the second practice stream was the one that we streamed, and obviously by we, I didn't stream it, but my team captain did. The second practice stream happened 2 days before the event, because that is, I think, when we found out what the game roster was, just so we could go over the games that are actually being played.
So we did one evening on the practice server that MCC gave us with Big Spin, and we just try to teach him how to play Minecraft, because he's a Clash Royale streamer. So I just tried to, me and Mars, we just tried to teach him the basic movement, how to do some sprint jumping, and explain all the games to him so he kind of would know what was going on during the event. And then he had to sub out, so we got the replacement of Tijan. Sadly, he wasn't able to train that much due to the time constraints. So we did one evening of practice and teaching all the games, and then we did some practice on MCC Island as well. So it was quite hectic for us, but we managed to get some training in.
Okay, let's just talk about the event itself. Out of the 8 games you have played, which one of the 8 did you enjoy the most?
Okay, I have 2 picks that I enjoyed a lot. The first one is Meltdown, would be my second place, because the first round was just really high, because we went in with no expectations and then got like 2.6k coins from the first round of Meltdown or something like that.
Zum Gold, wollen wir zum Gold gehen? Ist es 1v4, oder?
Ich geh zum Gold, ich geh zum Gold.
Okay.
Ist Team Rot, ist Team Rot, ist Team Rot.
Ja, Gold. Ist der letzte Spieler, ist alleine.
Hab ihn!
Oh, ist der nicht der letzte?
Doch. Ja, sehr schön, Jungen. Ja, 2000.
And then my most fun game was Tactos. Obviously with the clutch first individual. Those last 4 rounds, I was so relieved. I was just having a blast playing there.
Yeah, and how do you feel about the punching in to get to their side compared to like Island, for example?
I think I got extremely lucky, but the punching was also a lot more resolved. So I think people just were scared to punch themselves if they didn't have like a clear opportunity to punch someone, because they didn't really know the maps or anything. So I think a lot of people were just concentrating on themselves as well. So I think the punching was a lot less severe than it would be on MCC Island.
I definitely think I enjoyed Meltdown the most. That is not just because we did well. The entire game just felt like the chemistry kind of by that point in our team was really there, so we could communicate with each other really well. Unlike, for example, game 1, Railroad Rush, where it was still kind of like a struggle to really communicate with my team and get them to kind of, listen. So Meltdown really was a really great change of pace, and the fact that my team won the last round was really just the cherry on top.
You got second place in Hole in the Wall. How was it compared to when you play on Island, apart from like the traps and modifiers? Let's leave that aside, but how was it compared to when you are playing on Island?
I think Event Hole in the Wall has incredible similarities with Island Hole in the Wall, obviously excluding the modifiers. The main issue I was facing, which was also the reason I probably lost first Indiv, was the ping difference, because the servers were hosted in Rotterdam as opposed to what is on Island. So I was my muscle memory really screwed me over with some jumps. I'm pretty sure in round 1 I jumped early for the 2x1 that I ended up dying at, which if I did that on Island I would have made it, but obviously with the ping difference it just didn't work.
Hey.
Jo! Was ein Play!
Was soll das denn? Nein, der ist auch noch. Digga, verpiss dich! Ja! Ja! Digga, wie gut bist du, hä?
Digga, ein Mist, Bro!
Digga, was Island, Bro!
Now, aside from those 3 that are on Island, what games would you like to play again out of the 5 that are event exclusive? Like, if you are in another event.
I'd like to give Railroad Rush a shot again, because it was one of the games I was really looking forward to, and I unfortunately totally blanked when it came to the Leaf section of the game.
Oh yeah,
if you know what I'm
tough.
talking about.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much why my team ended up in 7th place, even though we got to the checkpoint in 3rd, I'm pretty sure. And I really just wish I could rewind and could have done better on it by watching a VOD before the event or something, because I really just totally blanked when it came to that part, and was unfortunate.
I would definitely like to play Meltdown again. I know this is probably biased, but I think just Meltdown can be an incredibly fun game to replay, especially if you add some more features to it. I can see it become a very standalone game that I cannot really see that well with the others. Like the others either already exist, like Bingo kind of already exists on some servers, and then Railroad Rush just depends a lot on the teammates. Meltdown would be also a team-based game, but I feel like if you do the right implementation, it could be really fun to play again.
Would you like to see like more one-off events like these?
I feel like these one-off events are like a great way to kind of switch it up and not just have like, okay, it's another MCC, but just like it's a different MCC, so it feels different. Like this event was like, it felt a lot more competitive, and I'm sure the viewers like have noticed that. And then you could have some events where it's like Hermitcraft, okay, all the people know each other, there's some inside jokes, would also be fun. And then Lifesteal would also be great, because it would be a blast to watch Lifesteal on MCC. But I think just any type of these one-off events are most likely gonna be very cool to see, so I support them.
I would love to see more MCC one-off events like the Magenta eTrophy, obviously whether it is Magenta eTrophy or just something completely different, because that pretty much just means it's more MCC for me to watch. It also just gives a lot of people the rare opportunity to give MCC a go, and I personally had a blast. And I think a lot of people just deserve the same experience as I had.
Would you come back to the event, like the tournament itself, in other event series, like potentially next Magenta Trophy if they hold one, or even MCC Rising, for example?
I had my one go. I had my one time. It was fun. But events, I really want to dip my toes, now that we talk about it, I really want to dip my toes into other events. But for MCC, I know so many people in the testing community that I really just want to play with them and test with them, and that's kind of the reason I'm more swaying towards testing than actual event. Even if I wouldn't want to become a tester, my opinion was strictly that I will not return for another Magenta eTrophy or Rising, because I don't think it's right to take the opportunity to experience this incredible event from someone else that hasn't played before. So even for one-off events that are another Magenta eTrophy or another Rising, I wasn't planning to sign up for those. So obviously wanting to become a tester is like also like a big part, but even if I never joined testing, I wouldn't want to join another one in another event.
If I was given the chance to participate in one of these events again, I would gladly take it. I enjoy playing Minecraft events, so any chance I get, I would gladly take. Although it's unrealistic, I would try to sign up for the next eTrophy or whatever, and just try to get in.
With your experience on MCC event now in your hands, as well as your experience on MCC Island as well, after having played a ton of MCC Island in your time, obviously, did the server really help you to do well in the event?
I would say yes, definitely, but not as much as I had hoped to, which is probably correlated to that I haven't played on it much recently. But you could definitely notice that it helped me a lot in Tactos. Like, I knew all of the maps, and I did some mistakes on the first two out of nervosity, because you can tell that I was in like a good spot theoretically, but then I did some mishaps. I think on the second map I just jumped off at the last jump twice, as I would have gotten to top 5 there as well. And then the last 4 maps, you could just see that I knew the maps and I had practiced them like hundreds of times. Especially walls and pits, I kind of just knew that if I don't mess up my bridging, I would get first, because these are very straightforward maps for me.
For games like To Get to the Other Side, Hole in the Wall, etc., I'd say absolutely. Having played a lot of those games for sure helped me get a good amount of points there, because you pretty much learn the strategies that you need to know while playing, which you obviously then use during the event. Although for games exclusive to MCC, my MCCI knowledge really didn't help me. I just pretty much did what I watched other MCC players do during the events they played, and it worked out pretty well, so...
Out of the other games that are exclusive to event, are there any games that might be more accessible or easier to MCC event players if they are brought into Island?
Absolutely. The only reason I ended up in 7th individual, even on a 6th place team, was because of the individual games that just all happened to be games on MCC Island. So yeah, that just simply brought up my individual score, and without the games being available on MCC Island to practice and play, it just wouldn't have happened, because I'm not a very great Minecraft player. Like, I'm not very skilled at the game, and obviously thanks to me having played 7,000 Hole in the Wall games and 1,000 To Get to the Other Side games, that helped me kind of understand movement better and what I need to do with what wall, or where I need to place what block. And yeah, I generally think that if more MCC event games were to be added, that would also improve event players just overall.
I feel like bringing games onto MCC Island would actually make them less accessible for the event players, in the sense that it would probably become a lot more competitive. Because if you put something on MCC Island and have people grind it for like hundreds of hours over the course of just a few months, then there's gonna be very advanced strategies and ways to know it. So you're basically gonna be forced to play on it as well, just to keep up with the players. So initially, maybe to understand the game, it would help a lot to have them on MCC Island. But to get deeper into the skill levels, it would actually be a lot harder.
One last thing though, we are talking about MCC Island. What would you like to add on the server?
I would love them to add another popular game that is like hopefully gonna be popular. Like Meltdown would be a pick. I know many people want survival games. I'm not sure if they've denied putting survival games on MCC Island.
I don't think they
but
deny.
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think they deny. They just thought that the event version is not gonna be translatable to Up Island. So
yeah, I feel like we definitely need another PvP game, since you can tell with Skybatter and Battlebox they're like the most popular. So I feel like if you release a new PvP game and just brand it out, okay, this is our new game, everyone come on MCC Island, go play it. I think it would give a great boost to MCC Island's activity, at least for a bit.
Honestly, I'd really like to see a housing system on Island, kind of like they have on Hypixel. Although I really have no idea on how that could be designed or how it would work. just a place where players can kind of create their own maps or something would be really fun. So that's really what I want to see.
Thanks again to GoatedFenris and inmiste for taking their time for the interview. And there's more to come, obviously in Behind the Dome. So stay tuned. Yes, you are seeing a sneak peek right now. Yes, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more and join my Discord for some exclusive news and potentially suggest upcoming Behind the Dome videos as well. Until then though, thank you so much for watching and keep on watching Do Shuffle. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.